Hey guys, Charlie here. This is probably one of my most embarrassing stories. I used to work as a developer for a Minecraft server a couple years ago, and this is a story about how I accidentally deleted the entire production database. Not the test database, like the actual one, the one with like tens of thousands of players' data, like ranks, statistics, punishment information, just everything. And the one that I absolutely, positively should not have been touching at 3 a.m. And the worst part, I was the developer. I was supposed to know what I was doing. Now, I knew I had no clue, but like, it's not my fault. They hired me. Alright, so let me set the scene. It was 2020, peak pandemic, and I was a developer for this pretty big Minecraft server. We're talking like 900 to 1200 active players at low times across multiple game modes. We had like survival, prison, mini games, the works. Now, here's the thing. I didn't build this server from scratch. I inherited it. The previous developer had left about a month before I joined, and let me tell you, he left behind a disaster. Also, I wasn't working on this alone. I had another developer with me. We'll call him Alex. We were both trying to figure out this mess together, right? I'm talking like broken plugins, backup scripts that hadn't been run in months, code comments that just said, to do, fix this, or this works, don't touch it. The guy had basically duct taped everything together and then just ghosted the server. The server ran on this custom plugin system that the previous developer had made, and everything was stored in one MySQL database. Ranks, bans, mutes, statistics, everything, all in one database, a database that was already a mess. Around a week or so after we got access to everything, Alex and I are working late, right? I mean late. Like 3 a.m. late. Why? Because I had school the next day and I was doing everything in my power to avoid going to bed. I mean, like, this was COVID, right? We had online classes. Who cared? The logic was flawless. So instead of sleeping like a normal person, we're poking around the code base. And that's when we notice it. The database is getting bloated. There are all these old player records from accounts that haven't logged in 4+ years. There are tables with names like old player data backup, whatever, and temporary test table that just hasn't been touched in forever. These are orphan tables, duplicate schemas, and just digital clutter everywhere. Dead accounts, basically. Digital hoarding at its finest. So Alex and I are thinking, like, you know what? The previous guy left this place a mess. We should clean it up, make things better. This was such a bad idea. I'm like, you know what? We'll just clean this up real quick. Delete the inactive tables and accounts. It'll be fine. And Alex is like, yeah, sounds good. And just make sure you're targeting the right records, right? So I wrote a quick script to delete players who hadn't logged in for over 4 years and had no ranks. Simple, right? Just a where clause with a date check and a rank check. Alex looked it over, said it looked good. What could go wrong? So I connected to the database and I wrote my delete query. I double-checked the where clause. It looked perfect. Alex was watching my screen share, both of us tired but confident. And that's when we saw it. The number that appeared on my screen made both of our entire bodies go cold. Rows affected, 90,721. 90,721 players. That was not just inactive accounts. That was everyone. Players, donators, creators, staff, developers, and even the owner. We immediately realized what we'd done. We had deleted the entire database. Every rank, every punishment, every stat that any player had grinded for, years of progress, completely gone. We sat there for what felt like forever, just staring at our screens. I remember Alex said, like, we're getting fired, aren't we? My Discord was about to explode. The server owner was literally going to kill us. The players were going to rage, dude. But then Alex remembered something. We had backups. We had to have backups, right? So I immediately opened Discord and I messaged the server owner at the time. I didn't even think. I just typed, we think we just deleted the player database. He responded in like 2 seconds. Just, what? With a period, just all caps. It scared us. And then he called us on voice chat at 3 in the morning. Both of us. We're like young teenagers. We're like 14, 15, somewhere around there. We're both relatively inexperienced. Like, we are Yeah, we're scared. And let me tell you, hearing someone's voice break when they're trying not to scream at you is an experience, especially when you're both in the same call, both equally responsible. Within minutes, the entire management team was online. The server owner, the staff manager, the system admin, everybody. Like I'm like 10 to 12 people just all staring at us through Discord. 2 developers who had just nuked their entire player base. The system admin asked us one question. Did you check if we had a backup from today? We had no idea. We were so focused on cleaning up the database that neither of us even thought to check when the last backup was. So I just ran the query, right? And Alex approved it. Like, we just did it. We figured it would work. It looked good. The system admin was just silent. But it turns out we did have backups. However, the last one was from 12 hours ago, which meant we'd lose like 12 hours of player data. Not ideal, but a lot better than losing everything. Insane relief. The system admin explained that we could restore from the backup, but there was a problem. The backup was on a remote server, and it was massive, like hundreds of gigabytes, and the connection between servers was slow. It would take hours to download and restore. So during this time, the server would be down, completely down, like nobody could log in. The Discord would be chaos. Players would be asking what happened, and we'd have to tell them something. Right? The server owner said, do it. Restore from the backup. We'll deal with the 12 hours of lost data. We can't lose everything. So the system admin started the restore process. He took the server offline. He began downloading the backup, and we all just waited in Discord at 3 a.m. watching the progress bar. So Alex and I just sat in that Discord call for like 4 hours. 4 hours of watching the restore progress. 4 hours of knowing that we were the reason thousands of players couldn't log in, and 4 hours of knowing that we were losing the server money. But then, at hour 4, the sysadmin said, we're back online. The database is restored. All 90,000 odd players were restored. So at this point, Alex and I are like, okay, we're screwed. We're fired. We're not getting paid anymore. We're not even gonna be able to work. We're not gonna be able to find a new position anywhere, right? So we expected to be kicked from the team. We expected to be banned and berated, but instead, the server owner pulled both of us into a private voice call and said something we will never forget. This is what he said. Look, that was really stupid, but you told me immediately. You didn't try to hide it, you helped us fix it, and honestly, the previous developer left this place such a mess that we should have been doing this cleanup months ago. We just didn't. And now, we have better backup procedures because of it, so don't do it again, but you're not fired. That incident changed everything for me. It taught me to always check backups before doing anything destructive. It taught me to test queries on a copy of the database first. It taught me that when you inherit a broken system from somebody else, you need to be extra careful. And it taught me that mistakes happen, but how you handle them defines who you are. Alright, anyway, I hope this video wasn't too long, felt relatively quick, but yeah, that's the story of how Alex and I accidentally deleted a Minecraft server's database at 3 in the morning on a school night and lost over 90,000 players' data. It was terrifying, humbling, but it was one of the most important lessons of our development careers, because honestly, sometimes the best way to learn is to break something really important.